All right, let me take you on a ride through one of those stories that'll make you shake your head, maybe laugh, maybe even holler, because trust me, you won't believe how far some folks will go until it happens right in your own backyard. And if you'd told me a year ago I'd be standing in my muddy boots lit up by cop car blues and about to watch an HOA president get frog marched by the feds, I'd have said you watch too many movies. But here we are. Let me back up a sec because you need to feel every twist in this mess. Picture this. It's a Thursday night sky, ink black cicadas humming my oak trees, looking ghostly under the glare of two police cruisers. There's Karen Whitmore, yeah? That Karen standing at my gate in a silk scarf clipboard in hand, voice sharp enough to shave paint off a truck. She points at me like I'm the villain in a bad soap opera and shouts, "That's the trespasser. We have 3 clients ready to buy, officer. Please remove him so we can show the property." I mean, the drama, honest to God, you'd think I'd squatted in her living room, not just minded my own business on the land I bought fair and square. So there I am, holding up my license in one hand, the deed app pulled up on my phone in the other, while some poor cop with that, "I need a coffee," not a crisis look, glances between Karen's printout and my boots. Name's Marcus Ellery. Systems engineer. Bit of a hermit, split logs for fun, keep bees. And in Pine Ridge, that basically makes me public enemy number 1. The thing is, our HOA president, Karen, she was always intense, crisp blazer's bones like she was carved out of marble and a voice that could sand a 2x4. She once fined me for non-compliant bird energy. I wish I was kidding because my bird feeder attracted the wrong kind of finches. And once she caught wind, a developer wanted our valley. Karen's smile turned slick as oil. I start getting letters. Every week, sometimes 2. Your mailbox violates aesthetic continuity. Your driveway gravel is too dark. Your garden gnome is unauthorized. I stuck them all in a folder I labeled Karen's Greatest Hits. You want the real kicker? One morning, a drone started buzzing outside my bedroom window, sharp at 7 a.m., filming evidence of neglect, which was no joke, just me in my hammock. And if you've never had a drone for an alarm clock, well, count your blessings. Karen wasn't content with passive aggression. She staged open house rehearsals right on my sidewalk signs, agents in power suits sipping $7 lattes and talking about potential while I'm 20 feet away eating toast in my boxers. The audacity was thick enough to butter. She ramped it up special HOA meetings about my unsightly veggie garden, a professional photographer snapping my weeds like paparazzi, a photo album thicker than the town phone book, every shot labeled and time-stamped. 3 strangers show up one morning measuring my porch and complimenting my bones. Future Equity One tells me with a wink. Another's taking soil samples, the third's muttering about my foundation. I told Karen to call off the dogs, her answer. An email with a scanned revocation of occupancy, a rainbow clip art seal, and a 48 hours to vacate deadline. Looked like a middle schooler whipped it up on paint. You know what I mean when I say some people just get high off their own authority, I reply. See you in court. Not 5 minutes later, Karen fires back. See you in escrow. And the next thing I know, she calls 911, reporting a trespass in progress on my land, claiming some unknown male is scaring off buyers. The squad cars show up, blue lights splashing through my pines, and Karen's on body cam, full pageant mode, waving around a quiet title agreement she typed in Comic Sans as if fonts are evidence. One of the officers got to give him credit, raises an eyebrow and asks, "You file this with the county?" Karen, with that dismissive, "I'm always right" shrug, says, "Filing is a formality. But here's the twist for her. The title to my land includes a conservation setback and a survey I refreshed last year. And those buyers Karen's waving around. Turns out one's a realtor's nephew, another's her dentist. The third's an LLC at the same address as her Pilates studio. She'd even already taken deposit wires, fraud anyone. So I call my lawyer, Yara Qualls, who collects HOA bylaws like trophies. She rolls up in a Tesla binder labeled Nope and a briefcase that probably cost more than Karen's whole wardrobe. Yara struts past Karen, heels clacking like a countdown to doom, hands her card to the officer, and says, "Cool as bourbon, I represent Mr. Ellery." Why is my client being harassed on his legally owned property? Officers start calling the county. Yara starts filming. Karen, oblivious, starts digging her own legal grave, explaining on camera how the HOA reclaimed my lot by covenant enforcement. She waves her Comic Sans document, brags about collecting deposits as proof of good faith. 10 minutes later, the dispatcher confirms no quiet title action, no court order, no nothing but Karen playing HOA lawyer. The officers tell her it's a civil matter and tell me to enjoy my hammock. Then one of them pulls Karen aside real serious and tells her if she keeps this up, she might be looking at criminal charges. Karen threatens to call the mayor, claims she's on speed dial. Sure, Karen. That night, Yara doesn't sleep. By morning, she's filed a restraining order, notified every state office from the real estate board to the attorney general, preservation orders for every scrap of digital evidence. The AG's office perks up at accepted deposit wires and false claims of title. The real estate commission's interested in unlicensed practice. 72 hours later, Pine Ridge is crawling with investigators, real ones with feds in unmarked sedans, agents knocking on Karen's door at 6 a.m. with a search warrant. Let me paint that picture. Karen standing in her driveway in a bathrobe, shrieking about her rights, while the FBI bags up her HOA files and her neighbors watch from behind curtains, probably thinking, finally. Subpoenas rain down on the HOA office, and suddenly Karen's inbox is the hottest show in town. There's a spreadsheet, no joke, titled Flip the Hermit, where she lists my place as 99% to close, owner resistance, TBD. Group chats named Buyers Hungry, where she's coaching folks on what to say if the state comes sniffing. Fake violation notices, photoshopped images of luxury townhomes over my tomatoes. Blue ribbon tomatoes, mind you. She even threatened one of her buyers into mortgaging her Pilates studio for the deposit. It gets worse. Karen's been skimming HOA dues for 2 years, hiding the cash in a revitalization fund that paid for her Napa retreats, a shiny Mercedes lease, and get this, a timeshare in Cabo. The bank records alone could have made a soap opera season. And that sale agreement with my signature, she spelled my name wrong and dated it on a Sunday. Classy. So the courtroom's packed, residents' news crews, even the guy who sells boiled peanuts at the corner. Yara's ready with a full multimedia show, body cam footage of Karen calling me a trespasser. Surveyors confirming my lines haven't moved since 1892. The developer admitting Karen promised removal by any means. The dentist buyer breaks down crying, realizes he's been scammed. The nephew admits he was promised a 50% ROI. The Pilates lady says Karen threatened her business license if she didn't play ball. The judge sifts through the HOA's covenants, finds exactly 0 rules about evictions or property sales. Only quiet enjoyment and board votes over $500. He deadpans is Comic Sans, the official font for quiet title. The courtroom cracks up, even the stenographer. Karen tries to save face, saying she was acting for the community, that she had a fiduciary duty. The judge just sighs, drops the gavel, and that's that. Permanent injunction. HOA's barred from even sneezing in my direction. Karen's personally liable, every deposit, returned interest paid, $150,000 in penalties, and a cherry on top referred to the AG for attempted real estate fraud and filing a false report. Real estate license gone for life. HOA emails now include a disclaimer. This is not a court order. Do not pretend it is. Oh, and Karen voted out, sentenced to 900 hours of community service teaching a class called What Words Like Title. Mean that's real. The criminal charges stuck. 18 months in federal prison, 3 years probation. When the judge read the sentence, Karen's knees buckled. I watched her grip the defense table nails, digging grooves in the wood tears streaking through her expensive mascara. 18 months, she whispered it like a curse. So that's how my bird feeder, a garden gnome, and some blue ribbon tomatoes brought down the Queen of Pine Ridge, proof that even the loudest bullies can fall hard when the law actually steps in. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Where's the line between protecting the community and straight up abusing power? Ever seen an HOA president go down in flames? Drop your story in the comments. Let's talk about what real justice looks like and maybe how to keep your tomatoes safe from the next Karen.